In methodology section, we have two subsections. One is data collection procedure and the other one is data analysis procedure, which are gonna talk about the procedures. And when we are talking about procedures, we have to write something like a narrative essay, something like a process essay. And in narrative or process essays, in both of them, sequence words and phrases play a big role, play a main role. Let's look at some sequence and sequential words or phrases to tell you how to organize the procedure, the procedure subsections. For example, prior to commencing the study, ethical clearance was sought from, as you see here, we have a word or a phrase that shows the order. What happened first, what happened next, what happened after that, and finally what happened. Prior to undertaking the investigation, ethical clearance was obtained from, as you see here. After training, the subjects were told that, as you see, this means that one thing happened after the other one. After data collection, the samples were shipped back to X, as you see here. After conformational analysis of X, it was necessary to do something here. As you see, we have some words which show the precedence of one thing over the other. One thing happens before and the other is happening after. Once the X were located and marked, a thin clear plastic ruler was used to do one thing, to do this and that. As you see here, once shows the order. Once the positions had been decided upon, the X were removed from each Y and replaced by something else. Once the exposures were completed, the X was removed from the Y and placed in something else. On completion of X, this means that after completion of X, the process of model specification and parameter estimation was carried out. As you see, one happens after the other, one happens before the other, and you have to tell the readers. You have to tell the readers the order at which you did the things. On arrival at the clinic, the time, patients were asked to. Following this, the samples were recovered and stored overnight at some place, for example. Following correction for something, X was reduced to, as you see here, you can fill in the blanks. After the appliance was fitted, the patients attended X every 4 weeks. After obtaining written informed consent from the patients, this means that they attended the study, they participated in the study voluntarily by informed consent. Here we have a set of other phrases and cliches. These ratings were then made for the 10 stimuli to which the subject had been exposed. As you see here, we have the number 10, and we prefer to write 10 and more than 10 in digits, in figures, not alphabetically. It's better to write it 10 like this, mathematically, okay? But the numbers lower than 10 should be written alphabetically. We call them, digits or figures, we call them Arabic numbers, 10 like mathematician. But if you write it alphabetically, it should be 9 and less than 9, okay? So this is wrong here. The analysis was checked when initially performed and then checked again at the end of something. As you see here, we have two things happened here. One is initial, and then it was checked again at the end of something. And we have to tell the readers the times, I mean the orders, what happened first, what happened next. The subjects were then shown a film individually and were asked to do something. Then, as you see here, the soil was then weighed again, and this weight was recorded, as you see here. And we have a set of other examples here. The results were corrected for the background readings and then averaged before one other thing happened. As you see here, then and before. In the follow-up phase of the study, participants were asked to do one thing, as you see in the next section, in the next phase of the study. Finally, questions were asked as to the role of something. In the end, as you see here, you have some other actually cliches. This means that we have to use some words, some expressions, some phrases to show the order which happened first, what happened first, what happened next, and what happened at the end. We have to order what happened behind the locked doors chronologically so that the readers can do it step by step, and I mean they can replicate my research. They can do my research step by step, one after another, so that they can get the same results. If they get the same results, this means that I did my task, I did my job right. If they get different results, this means that one of us, me or the other researcher made a mistake, or something changed. For example, variables change, or the features of the participants change, conditions change. Okay, that's why we have to tell the readers as much as possible. We have to give as much info as possible so that they can replicate.